So I'll be teaching two courses in London. The first one is Religion and Globalization. This Religion and Globalization will be looking at Islam, but other religious traditions as well, as they kind of take root and make a home in London and in England. So obviously those are kind of traditions that began in other places. We'll be especially concentrating on the global South, and then how, as immigrants come to London, they reestablish those religious traditions, but those religious traditions are changed by their setting. And that's a question that we'll be looking at. How are these different religious traditions changed as they kind of land and make a new home in London? The second class is Ancient Civilizations and the British Museum, and we are going to be staying just a couple blocks away from the British Museum in London, so we'll have easy access to it. And this is one of the great museums of the world. But we'll be looking at the way those ancient civilizations are represented in the British Museum, and what a museum is anyways, what the institution of the museum is doing, and how it's allowing us to imagine the ancient world as we sit here in London. Now, in addition, we'll also be going to some local sites where ancient history is present in the London area. The most notable, of course, is Stonehenge. But there are also other places in London where you can get kind of hints of the Roman and ancient past in London as well. And we'll think through what are those archaeological sites, where they came from themselves, but what they continue to mean to people as tourists visit them and as contemporary English people preserve and hold those sites dear to them. Why do they do that? What's special about those places, and how do they allow us to imagine the ancient world in the past? I particularly tried to make these courses broadly applicable to students in the humanities. For example, Religion and Globalization, of course, there's the obvious religious studies connection, but also we'll be looking at novels by Martyn Smith and other a diverse set of writers who have set their novels and their books in London. We're looking at the immigrant experience, and that'll be through places of worship, through novels, and through other kinds of sociological texts that give us insight into how the city is working today. So lovers of literature, lovers of religion, lovers of art history, all I think will connect to this class, Religion and Globalization. And the other one is Ancient Civilizations in the British Museum, and I think this one in particular would appeal to history majors, classics majors, religious studies, of course, as well. But people in museum studies and anyone with a kind of a general interest in the past and how the past is represented through ruins and museums.